Hello everybody, this is Norm with Two Guys Farming. How you doing? We are back on New Chellington and this is episode 10. We are starting at our main farm area right now with the case and our new 6-meter sower. But before we hop in there, we're going to go grab our Deutzfar, who is currently in the process of cultivating field 17. So we're going to go ahead and get course play up here. And cultivate. Okay. So we'll get him off. He's looks like he's about half. Well, actually no, he's maybe 20% through this field. So he's making pretty good progress. And we also have our New Holland at the chaff bunker, patiently waiting to get this chaff fermented so that we can start selling some silage. But looks like we're about 77%, so still a ways from that happening. And we've got our other Deutzfar, he's just parked right now. So I think what we're going to do is hop in our case. We have our front mower over at field 18. And we're going to grab our case. We're going to grab the rear mower. If you were with us episode 8, I think it was, we tried to we tried to get the rear mower under the bridge, but it wouldn't fit. And then I just realized that there is the new back entrance, or I guess exit, to Chellington. So we are going to, I believe it bypasses, let's just pull it up just to check again. Yeah, it bypasses the underpass, so we should be able to now get this. Oh, yeah, watch out for those hedges, guys. They're tough. They'll stop you in your tracks. Okay, so yeah, we should be able to get this over this bridge. And then I think right on the left is the underpass bridge. Right, yeah, right over there, I believe. So yeah, this is cool. Now we can use both our front and rear mowers. We were just using our front coon mower. Oh, there's field 9. That's looking actually pretty close to harvest time. Let's pull up real quick the map. I know that 6 is going to be really close. Yeah, I mean 6 is ready to pop, so we'll keep an eye on that. Our Deutzfar is, I'm sure, stuck on a branch, so we're just going to give it a little time. Yep, and there it goes. It releases. It's a pretty common problem so far. So yeah, 9 is canola. 10 and 11 also canola, and 6 is canola, as well as 15 we also planted canola. Oop, we almost went past 18 here, so we'll back up a little bit. Alright, so yeah, we started to cut 18 a little bit. Like I said, we were using the coon front mower, and we were dragging the Pottinger Euroboss. Not sure if I'm saying that right, but and that was only because I tried to get these rear mowers under that overpass, but I couldn't. But then, like I said, I just remembered the back entrance, which was not in the original version of Chellington. So yeah, so this is pretty good. We'll be able to cut grass obviously a lot quicker. And once we've cut this field, we'll go back and grab our rake And we'll rake this, and then we'll use the Euro Boss to collect the cut grafts, and then we'll drop it in the chaff bunker. So this is a really nice grass cutter. Actually looks great with the case all red. Looks really cool. The rear are 9-meter width, so you get really good coverage. Great animation with the grass kind of spilling out the back there. And as you can see, you know, it really makes short work of this grass field. So this is obviously a lot quicker than just using the front mower. So yeah, we'll finish cutting up here, and then like I said, we'll go grab our rake or windrower. I think you can, both names apply. And then we'll windrow this and pick it up with the forage wagon, the Euro Boss. And then we've got to keep an eye on field 6, because I'm expecting that to be ready to harvest any moment. So see if we can get a look at our Deutz now. He's cultivating. I think right now the only tractor we have able to pull that Pottinger 6-meter seeder is this case. And you can see the warning signal there for the Deutz. He's just stuck on a leaf, literally. Yeah, so it's when he's turning around at the end, he just gets stuck on a leaf on those hedges. And if you've seen any of the earlier episodes, you've probably heard me talk about those. In the previous version of this map, you could drive through those hedges no problem, but now you cannot. So even if you just catch a tool or implement, it will get caught up, but after, oh, I don't know, 15 seconds or so, it will just kind of release, and then it will go on its way. So and then I guess after we finish cutting here, cultivating 17, we'll hopefully start to sell some of that silage in the chaff bunker. I think at last checked it was around 80% fermented, so we're getting pretty close. Trying to get a feel for, make sure I'm not missing. Yeah, so I guess if we just keep I guess a meter between the front mower and the edge that we just finished cutting, yeah, that should do it, so that we're not missing anything. Alright, looks good. Yeah, we're moving along pretty good here, about 13.5 miles an hour, so this won't take too long. I'm actually pretty happy that I remembered about the back entrance to Chellington, so I was able to get this. Trying to make sure we're on right track there. Yeah, looks pretty good. Alright. And we'll just kind of head off over here. I think we can drive through this shrub. Yeah, so we're good there. Now, yeah, what's nice about these coon cutters is they're independent. They both go up and down independently of each other, so it's kind of cool. I think I'm going to do a little stop here and maybe, yeah, there's the Deutz. He's stuck, but he'll be alright. I think what I'll do is maybe start doing some rows up and down here. This is actually the biggest field I've mowed in this series, so I'm thinking we should get at least maybe a couple of 100,000 liters. From this field, if not more. Yeah, so we'll do our rows kind of in this direction for now. Kind of, I guess, east to west. And then maybe we'll just start doing north-south once we get close to that tree there. So I noticed on FS UK modding site, they now have the mod that turns this grass yellow. So when you cut the grass, you can see it turns yellow. Now it's difficult to see because it's covered with cut grass, but you can see the rows. That mod is now an independent mod available to download and load into your game files. So I think up to that point it was only included in this map, as far as I know. I believe it was unique to Chellington and Chellington Extended, but it looks like they've kind of created a module of it and now made it independent. So it's pretty cool. It's definitely different. I hadn't seen it on any other map, so I'm assuming it's just for Chellington and New Chellington. Chellington Extended. So we're going to, instead of taking a left, we're just going to turn around here and do a U-turn. There we go. Pretty cool. Yeah, I really like that animation of the grass spilling out those mowers. It looks cool. Very cool. I think I'll turn around and once we get to the end of this turn, I just want to check on field 6 again. I mean, I really feel like that is just ready to pop any moment. Yeah, I kind of had a weird situation. Just as I was booting up the game to start recording this episode, the save game for this Chellington Extended, it was gone. So, okay, let's just check. No, still 6s. I mean, it's got to be close, but alright. Yeah, so I was booting up the game and getting ready to load this save game for Chellington Extended, and it wasn't there. So I was like, whoa. Did a quick Google search and found a YouTube video of how to go into the save game backup, and it's just a matter of copy paste from the backup into the corresponding save game file and boot it back up, and everything was there. So that was a big relief. That would have really been a bummer if I lost all this progress. Man. Yeah, so I guess in my Google search, it's, I don't know if it's common, but you know, there were certainly other people that have had that problem. So it's good to know that there's a fix for that. So if you guys ever run into that problem, yeah, just do Google search, and there was a YouTube video actually is what showed me how to do it, but real simple. And I don't consider myself technical at all, so if it was simple for me, then it's going to be a lot easier for probably just about anybody else. Okay. I like this setup, although I have to admit my favorite, well, I get a couple, but my favorite grass setup is the Klaus Zerion with the Klaus Disco front cutter, which is basically the front and rear cutter all on the front. It's really cool. Let me just kind of, I know this is a little bit of a hill here. We should be okay. Oop, maybe not. Come on. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Yeah, so the Klaus Zerion tractor, the Klaus Disco front mower, which, like I said, it has the front and the back, so it's 9 meters in width. And then pulling a Oxbow Merger 335. That's a really cool mod. If you've caught any of my past episodes, I've talked about it before. It's really nice. You can find it on Mod Hoster. It's, you know, basically a windrower, or I guess a rake. They call it a merger. What makes it different and unique is that a windrower collects cut grass from the outside and kind of brings it into a single middle row. The merger collects grass from the width of the merger, which I think it's 9 meters or 6 meters, somewhere around there. And it pushes it to one side or the other. So it's pretty cool. Alright, so we're getting close to finishing up here. See how we do with this little bit of a hill. Come on, Case, you can do it. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Alright. Yeah, there's a cool little castle over there. which always reminds me of the castle from DayZ. If any of you have played DayZ, it's kind of like one of those zombie games. It's a mod, or was originally a mod on the Arma game. It's kind of like a first-person shooter simulation, I think I call it. But yeah, they have a castle that looks very similar to that in that game. Always reminds me of that. We got another little hill here. Ooh, it's kind of steep. Alright, I think we're okay though. Are we? Yeah. Alright. So yeah, it looks like a little too steep, so. But that's okay. We can work around that, no problem. I've always kind of wondered if you let a grass field like this grow, like the longer you let it grow, does it yield more grass? I always kind of wondered about that. Because sometimes I don't know, just like this looks like a really dense grass right now. I haven't cut it since I've started this series, so I wonder about that. Like if you just let it grow and grow and grow, if you actually get a better yield than, say, let's say I finish cutting this field and I let it grow back to its first ready to harvest stage, and if I cut it then, as soon as it gets to that first ready to harvest stage, I wonder if it would give it less of a yield than if I waited till, say, the last ready to harvest stage. Not sure. Wonder. You would think that would be the case, but you never know. Okay, so I think we're just about done here. So I think we can start to power everything down. Alright, so that worked out pretty good, I think. Alright, so we'll head back to the main farm. We'll drop these off. We'll pick up our windrower. Our pottinger is already at 18, so we can windrow that, and then we'll just detach the windrower and pick up our forage wagon and start picking up some of that chaff. Alright, so we've got to take this left to avoid that underpass. Boy, it's pretty tight with this front mower. I mean, well, I guess we've got a 1.5 feet or so on the other side, but still not a lot of room for error. There's our wood chip storage. This is where we pick up our milk. Our dairy farm obviously over there. Okay. Oh, there we go. Alright, so why don't we... I guess we can put this here, as good as any place. Nope. I guess you can't lower it. Okay, we just have to drop it. There we go. Okay. So our windrower is just at the top. It's the smaller one. We should be able to fit in here, I think. Might be a little tight, but yeah, we're good. Alright. Not sure, this may not make it. Yeah, that might be too tall for the underpass as well. We won't risk it, so. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's similar height. Yeah, similar height to the rear mower. So we'll take the back exit here. And before we do that, let's just check on 6. Wow, still. Okay. Little surprised, but alright. I mean, I think it was episode 7 when it was in that final growth stage. So, well, I guess if you look upper right hand corner, we're still just in day 2. So I guess that makes sense. We've played the whole series on no time compression. And no money cheat, no cheats at all actually. I'm trying to play it as realistic as possible. We've got about 46,000 as you can see. Don't really have a need to purchase anything at this point. I think the next big purchase is actually I'm not even sure. Maybe a bigger tractor? Okay, so let's get this thing unfolded. Okay. Looks good. And I think what we'll do is, should we do rows or circle? I think we're going to do rows. I don't think it matters too much. But I find when I do, I know I'm not doing, I just want to get back here so I can pick up all this grass. Okay. Alright, cool. pretty nice rake. It's not huge. There's a crone that's probably 3 times the size, or the width rather. Okay. Let's see if hopefully we're not going to get stuck up in this. Now if I really want to be clever, I can try this, which is basically to create a windrow next to a windrow. The downside is obviously if it's too wide, that could be a problem. But I think that worked out okay. I think we'll just go with the standard method. I'm not going to try and be cute. Just go with what works. Okay, so now we should be able to turn around here. It's almost as if we have a headland in now, so we should be okay. And yeah, pretty good. All right. I guess in hindsight, it probably would have been better to go longer, less turns in the end, but not that big of a deal. We'll survive. Don't think I'm gonna make that turn though. Oh, got a little bit hung up on that. We'll go this way. The Deutz is still cultivating. I think we probably will get a bigger tractor once we have the money. And reason being, one, I don't think this is the biggest tractor we have, and I don't think it can pull anything bigger than a 3-meter cultivator. So that's just really painful. It just takes so long with a 3-meter cultivator. So I think, yeah, we'll definitely probably look at getting another tractor with a larger cultivator for sure. Once field 6 pops, it won't be long after before 9, then 10, then 11, so, and then 17. So our combine is going to be real busy. Real busy. So that's good though. So we can certainly use the harvest. We sold off a good bit of our barley to be able to afford the New Holland, and bought the New Holland so that we could have a front loader to start selling our silage, which, you know, maybe by the end of this episode will be 85% or so, somewhere around there. I'm gonna try and drive through here. Yeah? Alright, cool. And I think what I'm just gonna continue straight ahead. Yeah, this works, I think. So you can see as the grass is cleared from the windrower, you can see the yellow cut grass. So that's the bit that is now an independent mod from the game, or this map, rather. And that's on FS UK, which I consider one of the premier places to get mods. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna make it. Alright, cool. It's also a really solid community on that site as well. Real helpful, really nice group of guys, good forums. And what I really like is that the mods are kind of rated as like a gold standard, which basically means they'll download the mod, they'll play it. They don't review it, but they just make sure that it works as advertised. Yes, I should. I don't know if I can go through this, can I? Oh, I can. Wow, that's surprising. Okay. Yeah, so they'll download a mod and use it. They don't review it as far as, you know, performance and speed and functionality and stuff like that, but just more, yeah, you know, this mod works, does what it's supposed to, which is cool, because if, you know, you've had the same issue as me, and I suspect you probably have, most people have, I think, playing this game, there's nothing worse than downloading a mod and, you know, just to only install and try and buy it. It doesn't work, or it's awful, or buggy, or a virus, adware, bloatware, whatever. I've had that happen 2 or 3 times. So yeah, it's just nice to be able to know anything you download from those guys, it's quality and it's gonna work. So yeah, I think I probably spend a lot of my time on that site. Also the Reddit. I don't know if you guys are frequent the Farming Simulator 15 Reddit page. There's a pretty solid community there as well. Bunch of good guys, and I suppose gals. So yeah, I think we're trying to get a few people together to do some multiplayer, which would be kind of neat. We are looking at getting a dedicated server. Actually, I have it. I just need to go ahead and set it up and configure it and whatnot. But I think it'll probably be a little ways away from when I get that live. Okay, so this is working out pretty good, this little pattern we have going, I think. Yeah, the Deut's still cultivating. So I think at the end of this row, I'm going to turn around and then just check on field 6. Go ahead and do that now. Yep, okay. Let me check on Deutz. Yeah, okay. He's about halfway, I guess. New Holland, how we doing over here? 82. Alright, we're getting there. Definitely getting there. There we go. Okay, cool. So, I guess we're about halfway. Oh, we get down there to do as well. Okay, well, maybe not halfway, but a little less. Maybe 35% done windrowing this. It's a good looking, real good looking setup there. Yeah, don't be alarmed by that warning signal. He'll free himself. It's literally just a leaf or a branch that holds him up for a little bit. Ooh, yeah, we almost got stuck on there. We're good, we're good. Okay, I think I'm going to keep this episode a little short, or certainly shorter than what I've been previously uploading. You know, sometimes it's just, you know, I know they go long, but it's just kind of like, I don't, you know, I just record what I play, you know, so I try and mix it up so there's, you know, different activities. I know this one has been just cutting grass and windrowing. So it is Saturday night. I'm recording. It's pretty late. So it's been a long week. Alright. So why don't we finish up here and call it a day. Next episode, we'll continue windrowing and then start picking up this chaff and dumping it in the bunker. And I promise, by then, I got to imagine Field 6 is going to be ready to harvest. So we'll do some harvesting, we'll continue our cultivating, and also, once that's finished, we'll start fertilizing and seeding that Field 17. So thanks very much, guys. Had a good time. Hope you enjoyed it as well. This is an ongoing series, so hit the subscribe button to get these as they're released, and appreciate all and any feedback, like button or dislike button, and thanks again. I'll see you next time. Take care.